this video, we're going to do an A-B comparison against a passive direct box and an instrument preamplifier, specifically in the context of an acoustic guitar with a passive piezo pickup. So a few weeks back, I got together with a friend to help him record some of his original music in an acoustic context, and I had the thought before I left to bring both of these pieces of equipment along. I've recently gotten the Red Eye Preamp, and I'm not so sure it was exactly worth the money. I don't know if it's doing what I thought it would do, but I thought I would record both lines and just, I'll go back later and listen to it, and that's what we're listening to in this video. We'll take a couple different samples, some lighter arpeggiated playing, some really heavy chords, and also some lead playing. And hopefully we'll be able to get a good perspective on the different uses of a preamp. So the direct box I'm using is a Warm Audio Passive DI. It's nothing special really. The one unique feature is that it's got a variable pad on it that you can engage or disengage. And you can also use it as an instrument reamp box. So I've got two of these. They're pretty cheap. I'll leave a link in the description. They're nothing special really, but they're decent. They work. And then the Red Eye Preamplifier. Apparently, it's supposed to track a variable impedance signal. I don't know much about this subject. I don't want to ruin it by trying to describe something I don't completely understand. But I do know that as you play a guitar, depending on how you're playing it, a guitar with a piezo pickup, it'll output different levels of impedance depending on what you're playing. And this supposedly tracks that variable impedance signal and puts it out into something that's more consistent. So it does that. That's the big selling point. It also has a lot of other features. It's going to warm up the sound a lot from a piezo pickup. It also has the ability to boost or cut a little bit of treble with this knob. It's got a solo boost, as you can tell by the big red button. I believe you can go between 0 to 18 decibels, which is huge. It's got an effects loop in it. It balances the signal, and it's also got a ground lift. So everything that the passive DI is doing, plus a little bit more. I'll leave a link in the description for this preamp as well. I was playing for the session my Martin HD28, which is a huge dreadnought guitar, 13 gauge strings, and I was using the K&K Pure Mini body transducing system as a pickup. It's a passive pickup system. It's not an undersaddle piezo, but it still does operate on the piezo principle. So instead of an undersaddle transducer, it's got 3 or 4 different contact points that you place on the underside of the body of the guitar, and it reads the resonance of the guitar that way. It sounds a lot better because it's reading what the guitar is actually responding to, and also I believe it helps the actual acoustic tone of the guitar in that now you don't have something separating the contact point between the strings and the bridge. I talked about that in a previous video that I'll link up here as well. The way this is going to work is I'm going to cut out a chunk from the full mix so you can listen to that, get a little bit of context, and then I'm going to solo the microphone on the acoustic guitar so you have a basis to compare the acoustic tone against the direct pats, and then finally we'll go back and forth between these a couple different times. No effects added on either chain. We'll repeat that process a couple times, and hopefully that'll give you a good perspective on how both of these products work in different settings. As we move through the comparison here, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. What are you finding? What are you hearing about the Red Eye? Is it worth the extra money, or is the passive DI going to get you through in most cases? Is there a specific context, a specific situation that one excels over the other? I'd love to know what you think. If you're interested in checking out some of Max's music, his artist name is Max Gall. He's living in the Nashville area now, and I'll leave links to all his stuff in the description as well.
Anything that was weighing so heavy on our minds, we took I sat drinking away all that pain that comes along with this living. Oh, while I was wasted, just wasting away these days. anything that was weighing. You got fire inside you going through your eyes, it shows. I hope that you know you got a mind full of gold.
There it is. If you haven't yet, please let me know in the comments which of these products would be better suited for you. What did you hear differently about them? Is the Red Eye worth the money? And if you're interested in reading a little bit more about them, again, they're linked in the description, and Max's music is linked there as well. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being interested in this very niche topic, and hope to see you in the next video. You can hit the like button if you appreciated this. Maybe subscribe to the channel. It tells YouTube that this was a useful video, and it'll hopefully promote it to someone else in the future. Take care. See you in the next one.